This is the Lexus GS300 we got in trade for the 2018 wrecked Miata. It's got a few little issues, but overall it's in pretty good condition for a 93. Do have some paint fade. These tires are absolutely worn and chewed up and dry rotted. It has about 200 and something billion thousand miles. It has no sunroof and very nice cloth interior. So both those things make it kind of rare. The body overall is pretty straight. I think there's like one or two dings in it. Has the Aristo headlights on it. Which are in good shape. It's got a scratch there. Looks like it's got the original windshield, which has a few chips and cracks, but none of them have spidered. We got this little bolt, the terrible cover-up job to hold the seal on. It does leak quite a bit of oil. I just moved this back in here and it's already got some drips going. But overall, a very nice car. It's got some wheel balance or brake issues. Cracking, broken, lifting, completely trashed, and also bad. Rest in here, all right. Back seat, same issues. Looking okay. So what I'm doing with this car is just the work you'll see in this video. I'm just gonna go ahead and sell this because I have no use for it and I don't have the space for it right now. As you can see, it goes from the front all the way to where my garage door is almost hitting it. All right, let's get to work. What I think I will do is peel this off. This is already peeled, to clean it up, peel that off, probably do the back seat ones. And I'm just gonna paint them all silver. Like the mirrors need to be painted silver anyway. All right, I've got both mirrors off. They're both messed up like this. And I don't even know if I'm actually gonna sand it. It looks like it might come off. Maybe I'll just use some goof off and then scuff it to get a good adhesion. We're gonna do both mirrors. We're also gonna do the center console trim, the door switch trim for all four doors. And I think with those paint upgrades, it should look pretty nice in the interior. Okay, so this is one mirror ready. It's sanded down with 320 grit. Sometimes I use the sponge to get the cracks and kind of spread out the pressure. Foam pad would probably work better. Kind of went up and smoothed out a nice line. So when I have tape on that line, be able to paint and leave the original in there. And I think I might scuff this down to 220 before I lay primer. I'll go ahead and do the same on the other one. Then I'll show you work on the center console trim and the window switch trims. This part should all go pretty quickly. Got lifting, wood fakeness. Probably wouldn't hurt to remove the controls here. Alright. So we just need to smooth this out and try and get some stuff to adhere to it. So I've just been enjoying myself with music on while it's raining. Not filming, but got the console taken apart as much as I need. So I just need this piece, and now we can start working on it. Got everything off of this, but this is all just old glue and stuff. Still have tiny pieces to remove. It's kind of hard to get everything out though because of years of shrink spillage and everything else all over. Wipe this down and get to sanding. A lot of elbow grease with the sander. I still have some deep scratches here that I wasn't able to polish out yet. I don't know that I will. I think I'll just lay primer and sand the primer so that it works out all right. I think this is an aluminum layer since it's separating right there, whereas I thought this was just a like fake chrome plastic color, all one piece. It appears as it's not, and so we have a little lifting there. You can see where the sander hit it extra hard because it's raised. We've got a little bit more to do on two pieces before we start sanding, but the actual nubs for the lift door are real wood. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to kind of smooth an edge on these and then just put them on so that they have a little wood trim. Where they screw in, I may fill and just have a smooth panel. Our rear door pieces are now nice sanded. I still got to debate if I'm going to take everything down to 220 grit from the 320 I've sanded it with. What I'm going to try and do with this is go all in one direction for the most part, so that we have some lines for the paint and primer to grab onto. Okay, I've got the two little storage bin lids. I decided to go against using the little wood additions, so we need to fill the screw holes. And so I've sanded down with 80 grit and then sanded around inside the hole too. Then I have some tape on the back side. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill it with this SEM Mini Max bumper repair. This is some of my favorite stuff to use on plastic. Really strong. So we'll do that, and then we'll probably do some of this Evercoat Polyflex to smooth out the top side. So we have our hard bonding stuff filled in there now, and now we're gonna do a top coat. And we just have to skim over a larger area than this, but then we'll wait for it to dry, sand it down, and begin painting. While those are drying, I'll be taping up like the last mirror and things like that to utilize my time efficiently. Got both sanded. Figured showing enough of that you don't want to see more sanding. So these are both at 220 all the way around. Ready to finish taping those. Everything else is taped up. I'm gonna put bags around the seals and mirror wiring. I forgot I added a little bit of putty to this, so I'll need to sand that down real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and use this plastic and leather prep for painting. Most of what we are painting isn't plastic, it's actually metal, but I'm not too worried about that. It's just a degreaser to get everything off and cleans everything really well. For the trim pieces, I'm just gonna tape them to this board because we only need to hit one side of those. We don't need to get 360 like we're doing on the mirrors. Primer's done. I did get a few runs on this mirror. I'm gonna wait about 30 minutes and then we're gonna start doing base coat of silver. clear, which means I'm all done with painting. So on the trim panels, I did 3 coats of clear just to get the look I wanted. Overall, with the different primers and base coat, I like the way the base coat sprayed. I didn't like the way the primer sprayed. The base coat being so metallic, it's kind of hard to get even. I think on this panel it has that dark spot, not only because of the base coat, because of that's where I sanded a bit more, and maybe the 220 grit wasn't good enough anymore, so it's a little smoother right there, I think. With all of our tape off now, you can see some tiger striping there on the big panel. All our tape lines are pretty decent. For products, this was my primer, just can I had sitting around. I was also going to use this one if I needed to. The base coat was this from Spectral Paints 22V, which is Sunlight Silver Metallic from Mazda, because that's what my 07 Daily is, and I had a twin car to that I did some painting on. And then this is the best clear coat in a can, and I love using it, but it's about 20 bucks a can, and I have this sitting on my shelf. That paint's good enough. I wanted to use these things and get rid of them. And also this, which is just sitting around. In the future, I'll pretty much only purchase the Spray Max Clear 2K. Matches pretty well. It's a little dark, overall a little dry in certain spots. Not the best paint I've ever done, and I think it has to do with, usually I sand after I do primer, and then also the paint itself is just old and already used. So it's not very good, but looks much better than it did. There's this side. This right here turned out really well. And then it's a little dry there, a little dry there. But time to move on to getting all of these pushed back together. They're also not really what I wanted the way it turned out, but just gonna get it over with. All right, Lexus is back together. I'm gonna go ahead and post it for sale and get this thing out of here. Thanks so much for watching. See you next one. Bye.